has to happen this month. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. So Ayobami says this has to happen this month. So of course I showed up, and I know with your support, we're talking about giving through adversity. So I know wherever I face adversity today, the ladies, the gentlemen will all jump in and help me. So do I have our cooperation there? Do I have our commitment there? Please, let's use our chat box.
Sure,
I don't like talking to
sure, sure
myself.
you
Okay.
do.
Okay, you do. Okay, okay, okay. So just quickly before just so that I'm guided as we speak, right? Um, I think I need to sign up somewhere else. Or maybe Uju, you'll help me with the comments. What would you expect out of today's session? What do you want to leave with? So that when I'm speaking, I can actually direct it as well. And just in case I didn't take it into consideration, I'll have that at the back of my mind. So please, what do you expect to get out of this session? Can be a one-liner. It can be, let's just use our chat box. Let's get it flooded a little bit. Okay. 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 Now I don't want to put this here. So maybe I have to use, yeah.
Now, Hilda, you can go and I would help you be monitoring the chat box.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much. So please, what do we want to get out of today's session? I think I have to sign on my phone as well. Has anyone dropped anything yet?
Yeah, Hilda, I dropped something. I said how to excel as a woman in leadership.
Okay. Okay. Any more?
Yeah, as the drop, I'll let you know. Nobody has dropped again.
Okay.
So please,
Nobody
okay,
has dropped.
work. Okay, somebody else has dropped the lapo. Work and family life can be overwhelming. I would like to gain some insight on how to lead purposefully with strength, even when it gets
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, just so that we can run real fast. The topic here I was given this topic, give through adversity, gain purpose. So we're talking about leading with strength in life and career, right? Now, I'm not going to come out to say this is the way out for life, this is the way out for career, but hopefully as I share, you'll pick little bits here and there. And of course, we'll have opportunities to ask questions at the end, just in case I didn't quite tackle what you wanted me to tackle. I see a few more comments have come up, but I don't know if I need to attend to them before I move on. Ayobami, help me. Can I go on?
yes. Okay, so we have Moshe Bolaton saying clarity on giving in pain.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
clarity on giving in pain.
Okay.
Then Uju said to pick Hilda's brain on navigating life generally. So we
You
did.
see if they say the brain is really here, you can see where my head is starting. My hair is starting. You don't need to pick too much so that the hair will not start from the middle.
Then Patience said,
Okay.
how to lead in my career when life throws lemons at me. Then Obichuku
Okay.
said resilience.
Okay. 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 So we'll touch on everything as we go along, okay? But today, or I'll say this month is all about women. And it was back to back to back to back to back. And I'm sure some men, thank you, the men that are here, but I'm sure you guys were like wondering, these women, can they just rest? Please, we can't rest. We just have to keep showing up. We really can't. So just a quick question. For some reason, okay. So how many of you have had to show up, right? Even when you didn't feel strong at all. You didn't feel like showing up, but you just had to show up. How many of you? You can use reactions, you can use, it can be whatever. How many of us, even when we didn't think we could show up, showed up? we didn't feel strong. We didn't feel up to it, but we showed up. How many of us? I'm not seeing reactions. At least I'll be seeing reactions. Hey, am I talking to myself?
Yeah, we
Can you
are
guys hear
probably
me?
not seeing it. I'm
Oh,
seeing
okay.
from here.
There are lots of reactions, Hilda.
There's a lot of reactions.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. But that makes all of us, right? I'm
Yes.
very certain that at some point in life, in fact, daily, you show up. You don't really feel strong. You don't feel up to it, right? But you just show up. And that's why today we've still gathered to show up. Today is not March 8th, but we can't just limit celebration of women to March 8th, right? So that's why we're here. So this month, we're here to celebrate women, right? Why? These women build, these women lead, and these women carry so much quietly. Yes, some people might not agree with us that we carry it quietly. But if you know how much women carry, you'll actually know that they carry it quietly, right? But a lot of times we don't hear about it. So I'm here today because I shared. Many of you are out there today. Why? You shared. Yet many of you have equally not shared. So behind the many strong women you see around, and we are all strong, is a story you might never fully hear. They're in buckets, they're in patches. So it might be difficult for you to actually find yourself there. But I just want to celebrate you all, and I just want you all, wherever in this space you are, give yourself a hug. And if you're a man listening in, and there's any woman near you, it could be your sister, your friend, your mother, your wife, give them a hug because we all deserve to be celebrated. Okay? So I just wanted to start because it's not really all about me and my story and learning from me. It's the story of every one of us because we all carry a story. So let me move on. Adversity. When Hayobami said adversity, I was like, okay. But the thing is, every one of us, we have dealt with adversity in so many ways. And the interesting thing is that it doesn't send us a calendar invite. Because if not, you have a choice to say I'm available or not, or tentative. But it doesn't. So what happens? It comes unplanned, it comes unannounced, and it comes at inconvenient times. And to make it worse, it actually comes when you're already carrying so many responsibilities. So you can find yourself wondering how, and it doesn't just end there, especially for us women. You know, if you even take a woman going through childbearing, it takes two. But whose belly is pushing out is the woman's own. So while we're at work trying to explain our way out, our fellow culprits, they don't have that demand. Why? It's not showing, no, right? So I'm not saying it's adversity, right? No, but that's the reality of life generally. Because while you're going through the various seasons, the ones that end with joy, but maybe start with pain, the joyful seasons, the tough seasons, you are still expected to perform. Even if you're processing the pain of loss, the pain going through health issues, whatever the challenge is, right? You are still expected to perform. And this is not limited to just women in the workplace. No, as a child, you're expecting good grades from your children, right? You went through that phase as well. But at all times, You're expected. So what happens? We're focusing on women today. So what happens? We keep showing up, we keep giving, and we just keep holding things together, acting like, yes, we have it all together. But you know the good news there? I love this quote. Sorry, it's your reaction to adversity, not the adversity itself, that determines how your life story will develop. So that's the wonderful thing here. How do we really show up? How do we give? How do we hold it all together? All those things are expectations. But at the end of the day, how we navigate it is really what would help our life story develop. And as we go along, as I share the stories today, hopefully we would be able to make sense out of it all. So for me, adversity is a lived reality. So I'll share my personal truth with you. So yes, people say Hilda is always smiling. Yes, so. But there are those days that I showed up smiling outside, but I was still processing inside. And guess what? I was still delivering. I was still leading, no choice. And today I'm out here sharing, and I said it in a couple of forums. Depending on where you met me, depending on where you knew me, you might not necessarily understand my life's journey, right? Life started beautifully for me. So I was one of those who can't complain. I came in well, I started well. But in between, there were a lot of bumps. I remember just when I was entering the university was when, after 23 years of marriage, my mom and dad had to go their separate ways. It was a bumpy ride. And the lecturer didn't need to know. The people around me didn't need to know. I needed to go into that class, deliver, and come out looking like a star. Why? Because everybody we see out there is fighting a battle. There are just different levels of battles, but everyone we see out there is fighting a battle. So that was me, the girl that had been quoted every need of life taken care of. I got to this point and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take sides with anybody. So what did I do? My first step was to run off. So I ran away to my uncle's place when we had our first strike, because that was my first year in the university. And before I knew it, there was no strike at the time. It was meant to be a 3-day holiday. So it was easy to get away. I didn't have to face those fears or the issues happening around me. So I took off to my uncle's place. And while there, the strike started. And growing up, I hadn't been exposed to all these strike up and down or staying in people's houses up and down. So I had to go back. And where was I going back to? So I went back to my mom's place and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to ask anyone for money to go to school. So that was when I started awakening all the skills, all the things I did as a young child, learning to sew, learning to cook. I started bringing all that back. I used the strike to tighten those skills. And that was now how I started putting myself through school for the first time. So yes, as a student, I went through the stages. Then it's time for work. You think it's all so easy. But then again, you come to the workplace and there's everything happening in the workplace, right? And you're like, okay, no issues. I'll manage it. A young professional, excited, but then again, right there, in fact, going through that professional space, navigating, I should have had here as a student, a professional, a wife before a mother. So please, I shall correct these slides accordingly. So while in that professional space, I was in a relationship that, it went south, I would say. And I was like, you know what, everyone, go your way. So months later, This person comes back and is like, hey, let us resolve things. And I'm like, no, it's better from outside than inside. I can't really exhaust my story. So I took off and I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, let's mend things. And I'm like, no, right? I can't continue. We can be friends. And before I knew it, a few months later, this person got killed. And I was like, what? What exactly? So if you've read my book, that was the starting point. This person was killed, and I'm like, what? What is staring at me? But right in the midst of that adversity, in that professional space, I met my husband. Then I moved on to marriage, right? And like everyone, the first thing is you're thinking of having a child, right? Let me have a child, let me move on. At least that's what most people, I have.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear
So
you.
from that point, okay. So from that point again, about 4 of my ACCA papers from the hospital. Hospital, you rush off, you rush, you write it, you come back. And that is it. So this is my own lived reality. But right? And what are we doing? We are still smiling. We are still processing. That's actually the reality of life. So, but we do have choices. We have choices. So you find yourself, and I'll now come back into me. 3 choices. Today, people see me and like, Hilda, you are very positive. You are very positive. No, it wasn't always like that. But there's a way you go through life. So I had 3 choices. Do nothing, be defined by it, or grow through it. Those were the choices I had. And of course, I got up and I chose this. I was sharing earlier on with Uju that then whenever I go to my mom and I'm like, it could be worse. It could be worse. And there's a way you keep ranting and ranting and ranting that at the end of it worked out for me. So it wasn't so easy. I was telling her earlier, I said, even when people travel and don't come back, I'm so worried. I'm checking. I'm not saying there could be traffic. I'm not saying, I just keep on thinking. So in life now, someone talked about getting lemons or getting, yeah, and making a lemonade out of it. That's really what it is. So those were my 3 choices. Should I do nothing or should I go through it? Those were the choices. And we all know, like my pastor used to say, we live and die by the choices we make. So I had to make a choice. It wasn't easy, but those are things that have choices as well for ourselves because we have everything it takes. So, what was my choice? I chose not to waste the pain. Because really, most times, if it comes out shouting that at the end of this pain, there is purpose, at the end of this adversity, there is purpose, at the end right? But because there's no clarity, because we are lost, because everything looks so bleak, that's really why at times we need to go head on. So I intentionally made that choice because really purpose is actually hidden inside the pain. I didn't know this then, but the different life challenges I've gone through actually helped me realize that. So we all do not need to waste our pain. And I have now begun, so when I go even at work, when I go through them, I always just tell myself, this is just a distraction. This is actually a preparation for where I am headed. And this is what I believe we as ladies here as well, because let us keep on telling ourselves that every difficult moment can be a defining moment. It can actually we talk about giving. Times when we are looking at giving, we're looking at it from just one point of view, money. So what happens? We disqualify ourselves almost immediately. Dad went their separate ways, and we had to move somewhere. Where we moved to was not where we were coming from. We moved into a place where it took a while to rebuild. So let's face it. But in that season, there was still so much to give. And that was one season. Coincidentally, two ladies were going through the same issues, but one was handling it differently. Feel hopeless in that state, I could still look at my mom and draw strength from her and know that she'll look her best, not because she's. Some of us are in that space today. So it's just a reminder that when it's time to give, it's not really all about money. What do you have? Bible story of what you have in your hands. So you have strength. You can give back to people. You can be that shoulder they can lean on. That friend that is willing to go all out to be that extension of God's hand for the person in your space. You can. But it's all a choice we have to make. You can give your friends. You can be right there for people. Today, why am I here? It all started with me going through an adversity, sharing my story, and different people connecting with me at different stages of my life. And today, I'm here now. To give. So, to wrap it up, we started here as pain, right? That pain of seeing it. Think for some that might never have imagined it or didn't know of a child could have cancer, you might be going, how did she deal with that? He didn't stop there. Was another child burden, my younger daughter. So with pregnancy, she was going through cancer, and I had to be out of work. We couldn't get diagnosis here, so I had to be out of work. So I was out of work for about 11 months. I even tried to be strong at that time. And I read, and up to a point, I had to write to ACCA and say, please, oh, the load is plenty. I can't. Let me move this to later. So that was how I had to equally move. On Suyemiye, which Ayobami tried to murder while she was pronouncing it, And the draft of that Tumofant Foundation started because she was 21 months. What did she know? But when she read that as a teenager, she was just reading the draft of that book. Tumofant Foundation was founded. So today, Tumofant is there, and we're able to support family. Encourage others. So as much as, yes, adversity through it, you are equally able to support others, which is why we're able to do what we do today with Tumofant. It has given me a lot. Someone talked about resilience. It was built in the place of adversity. Who knows? I won't be having this discussion with you. Maybe I might be having another discussion because nobody is something that happens and it would still happen. So it gave me a lot. It gave me a deeper purpose. It gave me fulfillment. So some things today, you might actually try to use your hands and put it right inside my eyes. But because I know that I have a deeper purpose, I know I have that fulfillment from what I'm doing. It's taught me a lot of maturity. It's not everything. I know some people still think I answer everything. I answer what I want to answer, what I need to answer. And what I don't need to answer, I don't answer. So in the place of maturity, even before I got married, a young man then that was even trying to make his way through started commenting about another couple had gone through a surgery, and the doctor then had even told me, just look for somebody, get married, move on, have a baby, because it might be difficult on anything. But that was my reality, Then this was a young man telling me clearly that don't mind that silly years. Then I wasn't married, but this woman had waited so long for a child. And he was like, don't mind them, all of them looking quiet. You don't know what they did when they were young. So what? It built maturity. I was able to see some things differently and say less, because who given me stronger self-worth. So now I'm not defined by what I'm going through. I don't even let you define what I have gone through. No, I know what I'm worth. I know who I am. So you can't come and just talk me down anyhow. Who I am. So those are the gains I've gotten from adversity. I've built grit. I've built networks, intangible, network, platforms. How do I put a value? How can I even afford to call all you brilliant minds into one place? I can't put a price to it, but that has been one of the gains of adversity. And it has given me a voice. That voice to be able to hear me. You know, even when a lot of people connect with me more on the personal finance place. Yes, the reality is, and I've been speaking for years, over 10 years, I've been talking about personal finances in Little Gathering. But you know what brought me out? That book on CME, coming out of adversity. And it's now not just a book, but a tool to be able to. I didn't see myself here years ago. No, I didn't dream of it. This is not what I wanted. Wish another one, which I will never even want to thread a. Now, how, what has helped me? What have been my pillars? What has been my framework? So he focus, having a framework that works for you, and just to keep moving. And what can I use? And I just had to keep trying to surviving or standing out in this kind of environment, this tree that we see. Even in difficult seasons, you can lead. Sorry, professional network. I believe yesterday I was coming back with my son. Did you to focus on what you can control? The job, show up. It's going off and on. Okay. If it's showing up at work on time, show up. That's what you can control. Doing your work to the best of your ability, right? Surrounding yourself with people intentionally, you can control. It's not everyone that is within your radar that you have to connect with. So focus on what you can control, because people are going to say nasty things to you, about you, whether you like it or not. You really can't control that. So the ones you can control, which is selecting the ones that will constantly be speaking to you, control it. Then build a structure. Well, women, for me, I had to put a structure in place. At some point in my life, I used to have 2 nannies, 3 nannies, drivers. I used to have it. I needed it. Put a domestic infrastructure in place. You know what would work for you. Do it. No one size fits all. For some people, they are lucky, they have their relatives around. Why not? It's a structure. How can that person support you so that you can support them? It is a structure. And I've had cause to supervise someone that said her child can only eat from her, no other person. And I was supervising her boss, and her reasons. Some points you need to pause. When I needed to be out of work, I needed to be out of work, and I needed to manage my expectations. So if at that time, in fact, when I was out then, they called me at some point and said, how long would you be out for? You might need to apply for a vacation so we don't take you off payroll. And I said, I'm not on vacation. I couldn't help myself at that point. There's no vacation. There's no structure. There was nobody to send overseas. I had to be there. But when you can build structures around you, when you can get help so that the excuses are less, especially for us women, we go through a lot. Let us put those structures in place that can help us. To lead in difficult times as well, you have to expect good. You have to be positive. You can't keep on saying people hate me, they hate me, they hate me. If they hate you, what's it really taking out of you? How have you repositioned yourself so that you can love yourself? Because I love myself. Sorry, I might love myself a bit too much, but I love myself. So I have to love myself enough for me to have a positive outlook. So in such seasons, you have to be positive. You have to know that, yes, irrespective of what the feelers are around you, you will still come out tops. You will still come out right. You will still be all that God has called you to be. Focus on it. Look forward. Be positive. Don't stay there expecting the worst case scenario. You can actually be there and expect the best. Then show up consistently when you are available. When you are present, be present. I'll share here what to be a writer and stood up for me, for her. A very tough season for her, right? But that was it. From her neck down, paralyzed. Suicidal thoughts, everything came her way. But eventually, she was able to weather that storm. So today you see her, that is a paintbrush in her mouth. While going through therapy and all of that, she was 17 then. If you go online and look at her paintings, amazing. She's a singer. Listen to be told that this is what this lady is going through. It's not just that. She's written over 40 books. And guess what? She was once diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, as if this wahala she's going through is not enough. That storm was weathered. Then what? She got diagnosed yet again with another cancer. She went through that. She's married. Thankfully, she's still alive. He is 77. This is 60 years later. So if she was able to do it, and these are the stories I hear, and I ask myself, are you even qualified to be talking about adversity? And many of us in to do stories. So how can you give through pain, right? So if Johnny could go through all of she the world her best terms, this is who I am. I'm talking to you today. This is ACCA Network. I'm a member. I'm there. So that's why I'm talking to you. Yes, I speak, I coach, I train. I've been in the finance space for about 28 years. Yes, I'm a coach. I sit on certain advisory boards as well. And yes, we can connect on different fronts. So that's me in a nutshell again. And if you do want to give support as well, we're right here. We have that book on CME here, and we have the Tumorfan Foundation. Questions. Thank you again for listening and for having me here.
Wow,
Over
wow,
to you.
wow. Thank you so much, Hilda. If you were prepared, what would have happened? Because I can see a lot of hands clapping in the, if you were prepared, what would have happened? I spoke for you like a few minutes at the beginning of it. I told me you're not prepared, but I don't believe you're not prepared.
You don't believe.
I
We
don't.
thank God.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
being
Thank
very
you.
vulnerable with us because most of the things you've shared are your personal experiences. And it takes a lot of vulnerability for you to be able to share your personal experiences with us. And we appreciate that. We thank you. I believe we've been able to learn one or two things. It got to me when you said that you had to like start thinking of how to make money right from your first year in the university. It's not something a lot of people went through or a lot of people think about. When it came, you were able to go through it and go. And thank you for this woman you shared up about. I had to quickly Google her. I've never heard about her. And with all she went through, she was able to like still be useful. A lot of people in Nigeria, you see them. I know when I go on the road sometimes I look at people, some of them are fully able-bodied. And they are looking for you to support them. They don't even know what you're going through. And this woman
True.
that had a lot of challenges, she's still able to like do a lot of things for herself. She became an author, a painter, and she's still alive. I checked. 60
Very
years
much
after,
so.
she never expected her. She was still a teenager, and now she's a senior citizen. That's the way it is called, right? She's a senior citizen, and she's still living her life with what she's got. So please, if you have any question, you can either raise your hands or drop it in the chat box so that we can start asking Hilda, our amazing. Okay, so somebody said, okay, so somebody just put, don't waste your pain, put structure in place, be positive, expect the best. This is Eddie Dion, faith focus framework. Okay, so they were just picking up some of the things you said.
Okay.
Shulamai
Okay.
says, thanks, Hilda, inspiring.
Thank
Temitope
you.
says, thank
I
you.
think Shulamite has read that book. Yeah.
Yes, read
Oh,
that.
yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. So any questions? I know I might have missed out on
Question.
something. So
Yeah.
I'm open and thank you all for joining. I see some of my friends here. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, I see
So
Chooks. Chooks also joined. Chooks, thank you for joining. Say this is awesome. Thank you so much, Madam Hilda. So
thank you.
Mary is
Thank
asking, is
you.
there a soft copy of the book? Or is it only
Yes, it's on Amazon. The soft copy is on Amazon.
okay?
Yes, it's on Kindle. You can get it
Okay.
on Kindle.
Can you give us the link so that we could share with the network and
Sure. Do you want me to share it on the network or
yeah,
here?
you can
I
share
could
on the network.
always.
You can share on the
Okay,
network.
so I'll share it on the network. I'll share
Okay,
it on
fine.
the network.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So Omotayo Karanwe asked resilience, then how does one go about it when work overwhelms and it's hard for work-life balance to be achieved?
Okay. Okay, so thanks for asking that. I know I've dealt with it somewhat, but I'll be a bit more detailed with this, right? Um, like we say in our local palace, wahala no dey finish, right? So there'll always be. issues would keep on coming up, right? They're not going to leave. However, for me, I always start with a mindset shift. Can this kill me? And I'm always telling myself, no, it cannot. And what does not kill you, what do they say? It builds you. So I'll say in the case of a workplace, choose your fights and choose them fairly. There are certain seasons in your life when you cannot expect too much, but you can be good where you are, you can be positive, and you can just be all that God has called you to. In that space, so you just tell yourself, this is where I am. I don't really believe in work-life balance, but I believe you can bring an alignment into your space. There'll be times when you'll be excessively busy. You need support. You need friends. You know, when I talk about domestic infrastructure, it's not only domestic staff. You need friends. I have some friends that I can call at any time and they'll pick up my call. The ones that would listen to me and give me sound advice, I have. The ones that will help me even make the negativity more, I have them. So there are times you don't even call those people. So I'm true to myself. So when it comes to building resilience at work, I need to surround myself with positive people that can still tell me the truth. Because a lot of us at times we feel we are superstars when we are not. So you need someone that will be able to tell you that, hey, you are good in XYZ. But do you know if you can actually go a notch further here, you'll be better. So you need those honest conversations. Then you need those people that you can cry on as well. They won't say anything. You'll just be crying, crying, crying. They'll just give you that shoulder to cry on. At some point, you don't need anybody's advice, you know. And maybe it's not me you should call at that time because I'll be probably trying to advise you. Why don't you try this? But at that time, you don't need anybody to talk. So you need to be able to identify your friends, identify your circle, and you need to be open to learning. The reality is that you do not know it all. Trust me. So if you need to go to a younger colleague to to learn so that you can be a bit more resilient, please go there. Because at times, I remember in those days when I started work, I would be killing myself with this Excel. I would do manual adjustments. Meanwhile, there were people that would just do VLOOKUP they have looked up, and I'll be looking at them. I'm like, So for resilience as work, we still go back to the framework. Put a framework together. Ask where you do not know, and be vulnerable enough to the right set of people, and keep your expectations within check. If you are going through, it's like during a season, I'm outside at work with a child that is sick. Then I'm now expecting that they should just be promoting me. What did I put in my mouth? That is a season. You choose your fight. Then coming back home, you have to be in alignment as well. If you're married, be in alignment with your spouse. Understand your spouse. Understand how you can navigate that space. Because even that space alone is an institution that needs to be navigated. The same way he's trying to understand you, you are trying to understand him. How do you navigate that space? So try and separate issues. I can assure you, if you separate issues, manage your expectations, give your best at all times, acknowledge things you don't know and learn, you will excel and you will thrive. Those are like simple formulas. So at times they'll call me master at the learning. I'm the one teaching. At times I've dragged my seat to go and sit by my subordinate that knows and say, oh yeah, show me this. And with that together, we're able to move forward. So those are my own little tips and bits. And with that, when I'm available, I am showing up, I'm consistent. And when I'm not, again, I manage my expectations. But keep upskilling, keep building yourself up, and keep taking it one day at a time. There'll always be seasons and phases in a woman's life. When you are up there, when you drop a bit, when you come up again, embrace all of them beautifully through all the seasons. And you can be rest assured, at the end of the day, you still have cause to smile. And please always add fun to your life. It's very important, even if I say so.
Thank you, Hilda. So Rashidat has the question, and we're happy to have you now, Rashidat. She's chairperson.
I know Hilda. Well done.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you for honoring me with your presence. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so you
Yes,
have,
so
you
you
have
can
many
introduce
people.
her. Mm.
So she says,
We've gone through and to everything. Some people just chat GPT, pap, 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 you've gotten solution. We're in that space where we have everything. But please, as a young woman, be patient with some. Every one of them too is fighting a battle. Everyone is fighting a battle. So just be patient with yourself. Manage your expectations and try and put a framework in rather than sit down and criticize them and all of them, ask them how they are doing. So I'm going to, sorry, maybe my storytelling is a lot. So our younger daughter said we should do something. Should just take someone out for lunch. So my husband did it. He took someone out for lunch, and the person was able to now, they found themselves in similar spaces when he was about that age. So for the younger women, they might need some level of mentoring. There is no work you are walking through that nobody. Allow people to pull your hands. A lot of us, we will be stigmatized, or shame, or this. But then again, it's like when you read my book at times, people say, you were so revealed. Let me read it and give thanks while I'm alive. So look for someone. So many women have gone through so much. You can definitely identify someone. And if you don't know, call me. Ask us on the group. I need to be guided. Someone can be attached to you and you can learn from their stories. But the most important thing, be patient with yourself, right? Don't hide. Don't take rash decisions. Get help when you need help. Discuss with people. There's a series, My Younger Self. You get to read about everyone's story and you get to know that that journey you are going through now, people had gone through it and people will keep going through it. So that's my own little way. Communication. Everybody has a particular language that they use. Please, you all know the language that works in your house. If it's gift, if it's touch, if it's, the love language to navigate that space. So that's what I'll share in that regards. So Auntie Rashidat,
Thank you
I
so
hope I
much. Thank
answered.
you. Maybe
You.
you should remind us about the mentorship program because there is a mentorship program at the WNN.
Okay, Uju, so please, a good place to remind us.
yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Or
Um,
comments, or people we can learn
okay.
from. I mean,
Yeah. Because our speaker came ready for us,
I didn't come ready. I didn't come ready. Experienced people here. I'm seeing
Yeah.
NKG feature. Auntie,
Yeah.
yeah, see you here. We have many people here, many people. So please, you can share
Please, if
and
you have
add to
any
it.
comments, you can raise your hand so you could raise your hand. And okay, people are giving what's it called? Thumbs up, clapping, and oh, it's like the session answered most of their questions.
I said all those people, if they come and give us session, one day we'll still be here. I can see all of them. But Edidion has a question, I guess.
Morning, everyone. Good morning, Madam Hilda. Thank you for sharing so vulnerably. Mine is not a question, it's more like, or what you said that made a lot of sense to me, which is knowing when to ask for help, knowing when to, you said that you had to go away for, you knew you just had to be there. So even when as women and even younger women, because I think I was telling someone the other day that maybe what we're going through now, there's a lot of pressure on younger women these days. You have to be a good mother, a good wife, and you also have to kill at work. So knowing when to pause, knowing when to ask, vital, and it will help us be more fruitful even as we go through the journey. So thank you so much, Ma, for sharing.
Thank you, Edidion. Thank you for summarizing that. In a space where they are actually helping ladies that are going through very tough seasons in their lives, ladies that have been trafficked, hope to people that ordinarily would have felt hopeless. So thank you for all you do. Thank you, Dolapo, as well. Keep shining the light in Genesis House. We appreciate you.
Before we start giving our closing remarks.
Yeah. Okay, someone was asking for the book as well. Okay.
Yeah, so we need
The
to
name
drop
of the
the
book. Okay, I'll drop the link.
yeah. Okay, you can give us.
Okay, I'll do
Yeah,
that
so
now.
they can pick the link from here. So we'll drop it both here.
Okay, one
So you can
second.
have the information. And okay,
Okay,
then
well, let me just put this.
Says nice one, Ili Mama. Edith Young says thank you, Ma. Okay. Then showing her hands of appreciation. So yeah, thank you. So I have two people to give the closing remarks.
Okay. There's nothing more to say other than you've got this, right? You've actually, you know, see it as preparation for greater things. It might not come shouting. In fact, it will not come shouting that it will end well, but just embrace it, make the best. Would help transform and make things easier for you to deal with. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hilda. Rashida, please start getting ready. Sorry, I'm
super set up or set up.
Yeah. You are here. So that's how we do it here. Uju.
How are you? I didn't quite hear you. What did you say?
Yes, I was saying that. Do you have anything to say before we call on Rashida to give us the closing remarks?
Well, you that say we've got this. We're built for whatever it is that life is offering us. The lemonades, the lemons, and even the good things of life. You know, all of these things come to us with a purpose. So it's on us to pause and get to that decision point, like she said, and choose what it is that we really want to do with whatever it is that is thrown to us, the good, like we always pray. And even when it's the good, we need to make sure that we are making the most out of the good, the things that we call good, right? Because anything God brings our way is always good because He said that it's not for us, for good also. And I got to meet Hilda. I think I met Hilda maybe some years years ago during one of the ACCA member misas, and this is why we all should always strive to come out. I know it's not easy to come out to meet to attend those events, but I met her during one of those evening events, and that's how we connected. And at the time, I saw her book. I read the book, and at that point, it was the message I really needed because I was navigating something myself. So I got a lot of strength from her story, and that really helped me. And to God be the glory that the event or whatever it is that was happening at that time is no longer an issue at this point. So I don't know where we are, each one of us. We all know what our stories and our journeys are. But my prayer is that the whatever it is that we've picked from the lessons she has shared with us today can strengthen us, and we can all continue to navigate life with all the positivity that we've got, because we've got this. So thank you, Hilda, for allowing us speak your brain. And I know that you will always be ready for this. Is the second time that Hilda is actually honoring our invitations. The first one was during our year-end event. She graciously spoke to us that day, and then this is the second time. So, Hilda, you are such a huge resource to us at the ACCA Women Network, and we're proud of you. We'll keep rooting for
Thank
you.
you.
The sky
Thank you.
is not even your limits. You continue to soar, Father, and God will use you to liberate lives. This is our prayer for you. Thank you. And I say this to you on behalf of
you.
our chair, um, Mrs. Victoria Abiola Ajayi. She's aware of this event, and you got best regards from her as well. Thank you. Over to you, our chair, our NAC chair.
Yes, our NAC chair.
Yes.
Still life for. Thank you, Julie.
Always there. Rashida, thank you.
And I have to say thank you to Hilda on behalf of everyone again today. We're all balancing many. I was on the road for so long yesterday, traveling up and down stations in my ears while I was trying to scrape myself off the bed. So I had to make sure that I didn't miss this session. And honestly, I'm so who joined, one of the things I want to reemphasize is, when you know your friends and you know what they can do for you when you're in your bad times, there's some people that if you call, they will help you dig deep. Those are the people she calls when she wants to be inspired. So many times, I think almost every time we need positivity and we need to look at things through the right lenses. So I just want to thank you, Hilda, for I raise my hands up and I'm like, well done. And you continue to give of yourself and sharing this story is something we're all learning to do. It hasn't always come naturally to many people to actually add into people's values. So everyone that joined in, I think thanks for coming on the call. Thank you for the organizers. We appreciate you. Thank you all. And let's continue to moon the star, whichever one you want. Everything is achievable if you believe. So thanks everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. All right.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
our NAC chair. You can all
Thank
on
you.
Thank you. Bye bye, everyone. Thank you,
I couldn't
Ayobami.
connect here, so yeah, I
For the
don't know.
great
I'm trying
talk.
to paste it
Thank
on
you,
my phone. It's not
Shay.
working.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Please fill the survey at the end, please. Thank you. Thank you.